So, the question is, why are we talking about Facebook still? People are like, is that still a thing? Yes, and I'm going to briefly explain why. A few years ago, actually quite a few years ago, Google decided, well, we want to start indexing Facebook posts in Google searches, and Facebook said, no. So Google said, well, then we're going to launch our own social media company called Google+. And they duked it out, and, well, Facebook won, big time. So then there's another company came along called Instagram. Kids started leaving Facebook in droves for Instagram. Kids really loved Instagram. So Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion. So I continue to read, well, I'm kind of sick of Facebook. I'm going to go to Instagram instead. It's the same company. They're two different products, but they're the same company. So then, this company called Periscope came along, and we're going to do live video social media. And Facebook said, all right, well, we can do Facebook Live. We'll talk about that later today. And I don't think Periscope's gone out of business yet, but nobody talks about them anymore. And then Snapchat came out. Kids love Snapchat. Facebook said, all right, well, we'll do something called Facebook Stories, which basically is the same thing. So every time someone else tries to come out with a better mousetrap, Facebook says, well, we'll see your mousetrap and we'll incorporate it. Quick, what social media is not? It's not a replacement for your prospecting. If you're coming here thinking, I'm going to learn how to post on Facebook and never door knock or postcard again, you're wrong. It's not a panacea for marketing. And also it's not going to give you short-term ROI. I hear this, well, I posted every day for a month and, nobody wanted to buy or sell a house with me. Well, that's like saying I went to the gym for a couple of weeks and why don't I look like a supermodel yet? You have to continue it over time. What it is a support for your other marketing. It keeps you top of mind awareness and is part of your long-term success plan. So yes, you still need to door knock or postcard or whatever else you do to prospect, but your social media is designed to help support all of that. Now, some interesting facts. This is a report put out by NAR of 2017 profile of home buyers and sellers. This report's available to anybody. Go on and find it. First-time home buyers make up 34% of all home buyers. Now, what's very interesting is the average first-time home buyer is 32, which means the average first-time home buyer has grown up with technology. Like, I didn't have an email account until I was 24 or 25. The average first-time home buyer had the email account by they were 10. Or like my kids who have it now and they're not even, well, one of them is over 10. But first-time home buyers are very tech-savvy. This is a big part of why social media is important. This was the really interesting fact that I dug out of this. 89% of home buyers said they would use or recommend their agent again. Yet, only 12% used an agent that they had worked with in the past. So how do you get from 89 to 12? Well, okay, so you subtract out the 34%. That's still a huge 55% difference. Okay, so some people maybe moved out of state and they couldn't use the same agent. That still doesn't explain a huge difference. Why is there such a huge difference? Because people forget about you. They forget. You think, yo, I've used you once, you're my client for life. It doesn't quite work like that. Real life story. I remember who I bought my house with, but when I had to sell my mom's house, I couldn't use my agent because my mom lived in a different area, so I had to use a different agent. I couldn't tell you his name to save my life. I have no idea who he was. He made a lot of money off me. If anybody ever read this book, it's a really good book. Anyway, there's a brief story in this book that a guy calls his college friends that he'd sold them a house. And they said, oh, guess what? Remember how you said we'd one day outgrow this house? We did. And we put it on the market. And we bought a new house across town. And he's sitting going, great. And you didn't call me. Why did they not call him? Because they were not he didn't keep in contact with them. He was not on top of their mind. If he'd been posting, communicating with them through social media, maybe they would have remembered that, oh yeah, our friend from college, he's a real estate agent. We should call him instead of whoever they randomly came along. So 42% of buyers use an agent that was referred to them by a friend, neighbor, or relative. This is huge, because it matters. No matter what other marketing you do, 42% of buyers are going to go with someone that's been recommended to them. Well, how do you get recommended to somebody? Social media is a huge part of keeping your name out there, keeping your names in front of your friends, and letting people know what you do. I was very surprised one day. I was scrolling down my timeline, and I saw a realtor who does a lot of business made a post about real estate, and one of their friends said, "Oh, I didn't realize you'd become a real estate agent." How do you not tell people? If you're a real estate agent, do you not tell people? I mean, you tell people. Like, she's wearing her name badge. She's on it. 64% of sellers found their agent through referral, friend, neighbor, or relative. So that means all that door knocking you're doing, all those postcard mailings you're doing, 64% of people don't care. They're going to go with someone who's been recommended to them, or that they already know. Again, social media is a very big part of, one, staying on top of mind, letting people remember that you're a real estate agent and you're there to buy or sell their home for them. So I thought these stats were very interesting. All right. Profile advice. One, you should definitely use your, whatever format we're using. We're going to talk about 3 formats. So we're going to talk about Facebook Personal, Facebook Business, and Instagram. But these are a few mistakes that I see people make. You should always have your name, obviously, hopefully. Location. You can't just say I'm a real estate agent or I'm a realtor, because guess what? There's 50 states in this country, and there are real estate agents all over the world. I cannot tell you how many times a week I get some hit up on Instagram. I want to follow you. I'm a real estate agent, and I go, where? Where? In Ohio, Florida? I have no need to network with a real estate agent on the other side of the country. That doesn't do me any good. And if someone's looking for a real estate agent and they come across your profile and it doesn't say where you are, they're not going to know either. B, also the BRE/DRE/whatever it is today, because it's constantly changing, right? You must have your license on any page you use for business. It's not necessarily need to put your license number in every last post, but in your About section, make sure you put your license number. A lot of people forget that. And as Ken Dorfman reminded me last week, also your brokerage name and their license number. The DRE last year said they were going to come down on that in 2018. That never really happened. This year they're saying they're going to come down on it soon, right? Just a reminder, Code of Ethics. Article 12, realtors should be honest and truthful in their real estate communication. That includes your social media communication. And if you're wondering why I'm telling you about your broker's information, because that's in Article 12.5, you must disclose the name of the realtor firm in a readily apparent manner on your page somewhere. And you are obligated to present a true picture in your advertising, including URLs and domain names that you use. So that includes, if you're posting on social media, you need to put on there that you are a real estate agent if you're using that social media page for any business. All right, let's get into the goodies now. Question people often, I want a Facebook page, but I really don't want a personal page. Well, it doesn't look like that. You have to have a personal page first, and then from a personal page, you can have a business page. Now, nobody says you have to post on your personal page, but you can't delete it. If you delete your personal page, you're going to delete your business page. You must have both. The personal page is like your foundation of your house, and the business page sits on top of that. So I have a personal page. Well, you can keep in touch with friends, family, post text, photos, you like pages. You can join groups as a personal page. This actually becomes a really big thing with real estate agents. We'll get into a little bit more. Comment on posts. You can send private messages to friends. So I have a business page. You can do similar things. Post text, pictures, videos. One thing that comes up a lot is people say, well, I post some stuff on my business page, but not a whole lot of people see it, not a whole lot of people like it. There's the stuff in the news about Facebook is going to maybe change their algorithm so that your business pages don't show up as much. And I say, yeah, who cares? Your business page is like your website, except that it's constantly changing, right? Who has a website, right? What happens on your website? Not much, right? It's pretty much the same thing every day. Well, when you have a Facebook business page, you can change your content constantly. This is the important thing. I don't sit there and dwell on how many people liked my post today. Only 5 people liked my post. I don't really care if only 5 people liked my post today. What I'm really concerned about is the next person who comes along. When they see it, they see that I've got activity going. Because trust me, I've thought about, sometimes I'll think about, well, I need a service, and I'll go and I'll look on their Facebook page, and when I see they haven't updated it in a while, I think, did they go into business? Do they even care? So, like I said, don't get hooked up in all your likes. If you go to a Facebook business page, they've got all sorts of algorithms and analytics, and you can sit there and delve into stats. And if you're a big corporation and you've got a department based around your Facebook post, maybe those stats are important. For an individual person, no, it's not really important. It's kind of a waste of time to spend all your time looking at that. Of course, add a location is one of the benefits of a business page, is you can actually add a location, a physical location. You can be reviewed. People can post reviews about you. That's very important, right? You want your clients posting reviews about you, saying nice things about you, hopefully. And from your business page, you can also post advertisements, which means you can take posts that you have and you can boost them and pay money and have them show up on other people's pages. If anyone was here for last month's class, Erica did a really great presentation on that. As I said, don't get caught up in likes on your business page. I've seen companies go, well, we spent all this time posting and we don't get a whole lot of likes. I don't really care. I don't really pay attention to how many likes I get any day. I'm more concerned about how many likes am I going to get over the course of time, and when the next person who doesn't know me comes along and they see my page, that they see my page is very active and has a lot of stuff going on. All right, a little terminology. This is real Facebook basics for people who are still unclear about this. Terminology. Friends. Friends is a two-way street. Friends is something you do on your personal page. And it's a two-way street. If you're friends with somebody, it means you see what's on their page, they see what's on your page. Now, a like is what you use on a business page. If somebody likes your page, a person who likes your page only sees what's on the liked page. If you control the page, you do not see the personal pages of people who liked you. You will not see their content. Some people are like, well, I don't want to like a bunch of pages because I don't want people to see my stuff. Well, no, they can't see your stuff just because you like a page. The other crazy little thing is if you're on your laptop or desktop, you can manage your business page really easily. You just flip a little switch and it switches over. If you're trying to do it from your mobile device, Facebook makes you download an entire separate app. Why? I do not know. I just don't ask. Some questions I don't ask. I just do. All right, we're going to talk about personal pages for a second. So, some people get very concerned, like, well, some people think, well, I don't like to talk a lot about myself. I don't want to make a big deal about myself. One, you're real estate agents. You have to make a big deal about yourself. But you do have some choices. You can choose things that are public, which means anyone who comes along can see your posts. Or you can choose friends only, which means that only people who are friends with are going to see your posts. You can also create custom friends lists. This is really great because if you're on and you've got a bunch of professionals that you're friends with, and then you've also got a bunch of your college friends, and one of your college friends says, and you want to post that really picture of you back in college when you had too much to drink and you don't want your coworkers to see it, but you do want your college friends to see it, you can set up a custom list of just your college friends and post that picture to just those people. Lets you retain privacy with having a lot of friends. The other good thing is if your Facebook starts getting a little overwhelmed like mine is with too many friends, I can then go to the custom list and see only those people I want to see if they're in that list. That really works well with family. I have a family filter, not because I post things that only to my family see, but then I can go read only what my family's posted. That way I remember what they're doing, and hopefully they remember me. I'll show you a little brief example, but on your Facebook page, if you go down the sidebar, you'll have custom lists. They keep moving it ever so slightly where it is. Facebook groups. Now, Facebook groups is a really good way to get business. There are lots of different groups and communities out there. You can only be joined from a personal page. A lot of people were disappointed that you can't join it as your business page. I know I certainly was disappointed when I started this. I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't want to join as a person. I want to join as my business. But they don't let businesses join groups, and it kind of makes sense because you don't want your groups just delving into a whole bunch of advertising. There are millions of groups out there. Some are focused on just real estate agents. Some are focused on your community. Community groups are really great. I think there's a group for pretty much every neighborhood in LA at this point. I think pretty much every neighborhood in the world has one. You know, different groups. There's different groups based on topics. There's, you know, moms groups for different regions. My wife is on a bunch of them. And what's really great is sometimes people will go on these groups and say, hey, I'm looking for. And then you have a chance to say, hey, I know somebody who does that. Or maybe it's you who does that. Some groups allow advertising, some don't. Those rules are based on who runs the group. These are not Facebook rules. So pay attention to the group rules about advertising. Some groups have like Spam Friday. You can only advertise on Fridays. So if you advertise on Thursday, they'll kick you off. But if you advertise on Friday, it's fine. Some groups just have limits. You can do it anytime as long as you don't do it more than once or twice a month. Some groups don't allow any advertising. But the point of Facebook groups is not to advertise, it's just to get your name out there, become familiar with other people who have your interests or live in your area. And if it comes down to it, you can always make your own group. I know the Woodland Hills group is run by a very successful real estate agent. He does not advertise that he's a real estate agent anywhere on his group because he doesn't want to come off as salesy. But trust me, everybody knows he's there because he runs the group. What to post? All right, this year, if you've seen this class in the years past, this is where it gets a little different. Because I still see lots of people stumble upon this. They're like, all right, fine, I've got my Facebook set up. What do I do with it now? All right, this next slide I actually literally copied from the kindergarten at my kid's school. But it's very true. Think before you post. One is, what are your posts about to be true? Because there's a lot of stuff posted on Facebook that's not true. Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Does this help you at all if you post about it? That quiz about how many TV shows did you... doesn't help you at all, right? Inspiring. Necessary. Is it kind? As the great business philosopher Jim Rohn used to say, success is something you attract by the person you become. A successful Facebook is attracts success by the posts that it makes. Or success attracts success, or the laws of attraction if you're into those books. But trust me, I'm not Tony Robbins. I'm not going to be up here being guru. Here's something you definitely don't want to post. Internet memes. I swear to God, if sometime in the future, if aliens out there exist and they come to Earth and wonder whatever happened to all the people, the research is going to find the human race ended to overposting of memes. Because half the time they're not true, and if they are true, half the time it's taken way out of context. And usually it's not successful. If you post this, even if you post a really funny joke, no one's going to say, hey, that joke was really funny. I'm going to let you sell my house. That's not going to work. No one's going to choose you because you posted a funny meme that 10 other people also posted the same day. You know, and like I said, a lot of these things are not true. For one, Chinese feng shui has nothing to do with the internet. And if you look at any calendar, 5 Saturdays and 5 Sundays, this happens pretty regularly, actually. Avoid overly religious content. I'm not saying you have to not post anything religious, but you don't want to start preaching. You're a real estate agent, not a preacher. You're trying to build a business, not a church. Personally, I avoid all politics. I was at an inspection right before the election. It was the morning after one of the debates, and the real estate agent said to the client as I'm doing the inspection, "Hey, you want to talk about the debate last night?" And I thought, oh God. I mean, back when I was in college, my very first business class, they said, whatever you do, don't mix politics and business. But he insisted on talking about the debates. And he was on one side and the clients were clearly on another. And it got kind of tense, and I'm just trying to keep my mouth shut doing my job. Is the agent just kept going on, and the client kept going on. And so I got an email a month later going, yeah, we didn't buy that house and we're never working with that agent again. So what does that have to do with social media? Well, it's kind of the same thing. Okay, you think, oh, okay, so we'll talk politics at the inspection right in front of my clients. But if you're talking about politics on your social media, you're basically doing the same thing. You're telling all the people who don't agree with you, which is roughly half the country at any given moment, that you don't want to do business with them. So I'd also avoid yelling, and again, posting memes and quizzes and things that aren't relative to you. As Jim Rohn used to say, don't major in minor things. The other day somebody posted about a concert. I made one little comment about it and like 2 or 3 people jumped on me. You're wrong! And I'm just going, I'm not going to sit here and debate you about this because it doesn't help anybody. Don't major in minor things. Don't be afraid to let your personality shine through. Nobody wants to do business with a robot. I see a lot of people just post about business once or twice a week, just some articles, and never talk about themselves. Well, guess what? We're in the real estate business. You do business people to people, right? If you're working with a buyer, you're spending a lot of time with them. If you're working with a seller, you're spending a lot of time in their house. People want to be comfortable with people. You know who make really great Facebook posts? Moms. Because moms can't help talk about their kids, right? They can't help talk about their kids and their real estate business at the same time. And that endures them to a lot of people. It also lets people to get to know you. And always remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words. I think when social media first started, it was very text-based. Lately, it's much more picture-based. This is the big one. Do document. Do not create. Meaning, post about things that you're doing. Don't just post about things that are made up. Who can tell me what is wrong with this post? Anyone have a go? Asking questions is actually not a bad thing.
It's nothing personal about it. They could have got it from anywhere. Like, did you see this house? Is it in my neighborhood? How does it relate to me?
Exactly. This is from one of these services. There's a million services out there that will sell you content. Yeah, you pay the money and they will post on your Facebook for you. Here's the problem with this.
Boring.
It's not personal. If a client said, you know what, I love that kitchen, I'll take it, and calls you up, you'd be like, great. I don't actually have that kitchen. That's not my listing. And yet, it's not about you. It is not attracting success. It is not showing that you're doing anything other than paying somebody to post for you. No one's going to be interested. And this is also what happens is, now 2 days later, another agent posts an identical post. I kid you not, I one day counted, I saw the same picture go across my feed 8 different times. And I have 2 agents on my Facebook friends list. They both use the same service, I can tell, because all of their posts are identical every single day. They're not the top agents that I deal with, trust me. The top agents I deal with are only talking about what they're doing, not generic, what do you like about this kitchen? Well, can you show it to me? And the other problem is they just start complaining, well, they posted a picture of a great beach house, yet I'm not selling beach houses, I'm, in San Gabriel. Or, you know, they posted a great skyline of New York, but I'm in LA. Yeah, when you sign up with these services, they're not really taking that into account. Nothing is personal. It's nothing about you. It's not attracting success to you. No one is going to go, yeah, I really like that picture of the kitchen. You're the person to help me buy a house. No, they're going to go with someone else. Here's a great post. House hunting, with a little collage of various houses that they showed that day to their client. What does this show? This shows that they're active, that they're busy, that they have clients, that they're going around the valley showing houses. I know the post got cut off a little bit, that's why Ken is squirming. But it shows that you're doing something and that you're not just sitting around twiddling your thumbs. There's another one from the same agent a couple days later. A little map shot of, here's the houses I'm showing my clients today. Again, you're showing that you're active, that you're busy, that you're doing things. People want to work with people who are busy. People want to work with people who are doing things, who are successful. This is much more effective than posting a picture of a kitchen that you don't own. This is a personal favorite of mine. I think you can guess why. This actually came from an agent, some of you may know, Philip Crispino, Keller Williams Porter Ranch. He did an experiment, and he's left me. He posted about himself at times, and then he started posting about other people. And he noticed when he started posting about other people, he got way more engagement, way more likes, way more people starting to message him, hey, you're really busy. And I thought, this is great because a lot of agents still feel really weird about, what do I post? And I don't want to post about myself too much, which if you're in real estate, you need to get over it. But start posting about other people. Post about your title rep. Post about your home warranty person. Post about your loan officer. Post about your home inspector. Because one, that shows all your clients that you're busy, you're doing things, and it's also highlighting all the people you work with. And he says he gets way more engagement this way. Way more people start signing up, calling him, well, you're not just about you. You're about the whole process. You're about doing it right. And I'll admit, when I start posting about other people, not just myself, I definitely see an uptick in engagements. You're all very quiet. All right. So, document. Don't create. Document. What can you document? Are you out door knocking? Well, make a post about it. Make a little video about it. Take a little selfie of you walking around the neighborhood door knocking. It shows that you're active. It shows that you're busy. It shows that you're not just sitting at home in your pajamas wishing a buyer or seller would show up. You can show yourself walking down the street. Street's a public place. You don't want to show yourself knocking on a specific address because that would be kind of creepy. Postcards. I'm amazed at how many postcards I get in the mail from an agent and that same postcard is not on their Facebook. Like, really? You paid all the money to have that postcard and you didn't actually post a copy of it on your social media? I mean, come on. Really? And I would think, shit, I'd be out there taking pictures of myself mailing the postcards. In your office, all right, so you don't have anything going on, but you're in your office making phone calls or doing paperwork, right? Take a picture of that because it shows that you're doing something. People are going to pick up that oh, God, you're such a hard worker. You're actually in your office doing stuff. Facts about your farm area. This is one I don't understand why more people don't get on. If you're farming about that area, I see a couple agents actually starting to do this now. I think it's really great because there's so much, if you want to convince people that they should buy in a particular area or sell in your particular area, you want to talk about all the great things that are, why? Are you taking a continuing education class? Okay, I realize that most of these classes are taught online now and you take them at home in your pajamas, so maybe you don't want to post about that. But if you're actually at a class, like this one, you should be posting about that. Everyone should be posting today that they're here. Because it's showing that you're busy, that you're doing something, that you're trying to improve yourself. Are you showing homes to buyers? That is one of the best things you can do. Post about how you're showing homes to buyers. Just make sure you cannot make anything about a listing that's not yours. You want to be very clear that it's not your listing, unless you have permission from the listing agent. And then I think the average listing agent would say, yeah, talk about my house, please. Bring me a buyer, right? Are you attending real estate events? There's a mixer tonight. How many are going to the mixer tonight? 1. There's a mixer tonight. YPN is throwing it at arcade off of Homer. That's Vince. Title reps are really good at this. Title reps are always posting pictures of themselves at events. Why? Because it shows their faces. It shows them that they're out doing things. This is what we talk about success. Success attracts success. What's the next slide, sir? So are you attending an open house? Are you hosting an open house? Oh, amazed how many people post and say, you know, I was at this open house and hardly anybody came by. Well, did you tell anybody ahead of time? Right? You can't just hang your sign out on the sidewalk and expect people to show up, especially if you're in the city of Burbank where they highly regulate that. You should be posting about it. That, hey, I'm going to have an open house tomorrow. I'm going to have an open house today. I'm at the open house right now. Maybe it's not your open house. Maybe you're just going to go visit. There's still something to talk about, right? Because you want to talk about yourselves. You want to talk about what you're doing. Are you writing an offer? Hey, picture of you signing paperwork, working hard, writing offers for your clients. As I said, working with partners, your title reps, your loan officer, your home inspector, your termite inspector, whoever you're doing business with, talk about them. And the 2 greatest posts are handing over keys and the sold sign. And I'll tell you, if you've got a listing, that's gold, right? Because you're going to take a bunch of pictures, right? Whether you hire a photographer or do it yourself. Hire a listing agent, that gives you a post a day for as long as you have that listing, because you've got something. Take a dozen pictures and post one of them each day. Then take a dozen more. When I very first started, you know, I only had like maybe 1 inspection a week. So I'd take a bunch of pictures. Day 1, here's the sink. Day 2, here's an outlet. Day 3, here's the attic. And people would say, oh my God, I can't believe how busy you are. You have something to talk about every single day. I can't believe you're doing that many houses. I'm like, yeah, it's the same house. But people don't necessarily pick up on that. The point is to post consistently with quality. So the other question I always get, what the heck is a hashtag? Doesn't that thing mean the number sign? Since when did the number sign become called a hashtag? I have no idea. But hashtags are labels that have a specific theme or content. And the reason you want to use hashtags, especially on Instagram or Twitter or your Facebook business page, is that people will search for themes. People will, if you click on a hashtag, it will bring up every post posted by anybody that's public that has that same hashtag. And believe me, people do this. I don't know why, but they do. When I started putting lots of hashtags on my Instagram posts, I couldn't believe how many people, I have no idea who they were coming to me and like liking my posts and commenting and wanting to follow me. People will do that. They will sit there and follow specifically. So here's a couple of my favorite hashtags. Also remember, hashtags are case specific. Real estate with a capital R, capital E is very different than a hashtag with all lowercase. I tend to use both. I tend to go back and forth between which one I'm using. I don't really know why. But they are separate. The most important hashtag is SRAR in all capital letters. See, it's right over there. This allows you to talk so that for all of the other agents in SRAR to know what's going on with you, because you're busy, right? If you're a listing agent, you want buyer's agents. If you're a buyer's agent, you want listing agents with houses for your buyers. As you communicate back and forth. This is why they have an official tag. If you work for a particular company, you need to ask your company, do we have a specific tag to our company? You know? no idea where that music is coming from. It's not coming from me. Oh. It's coming from my phone. That's weird. That's not one of my phone tones. I know a lot of offices have very specific tags. I mean, Keller Williams has generic tags, and I know the individual offices have their own specific hashtags. So you want to use those. Another one I love is San Fernando real estate. Why? Because we're in the valley. I do a lot of business in San Fernando Valley. I suppose most of you do here, or Santa Clarita real estate. Home buyers. I'll sometimes do escrow. The more hashtags you use, the more likely people will see your posts. Yes.
Why does it matter? It says case sensitive, but why is it created like that? So we have to post hashtags both ways?
You don't have to. I'm just telling you.
But people are searching, you don't know which way to send it.
This is true. And why it's case sensitive, I don't know, because I did not invent the internet. I just figured out how to use it for my own benefit. There's a Jim Rome used to say, don't take that class. There's certain things you can't question. The sun comes up, the sun goes down. Why? We don't know. It just happens. Same thing. We're talking about Instagram. So what is Instagram? We've been talking a lot about Facebook. What is Instagram? I said Instagram has been purchased by Facebook, but it is a separate thing. The other separate thing about it is Instagram is it only really works on a mobile device. You can look at Instagram pictures from your laptop or desktop, but you can only post to it from a mobile device, whereas Facebook works either way. That's the big important difference. The other thing that's really cool about Instagram is you take a picture and you can update multiple platforms directly from your Instagram. So your Instagram, if you set up in advance, will push to your Facebook, to Instagram itself, to Twitter, and more, all in one post. I have about, I don't know, 7 to 8, 10, I can't keep track of them all, social media sites that I post to daily, but all comes from Instagram. I make one Instagram post, and it goes out. This is the real power of Instagram. All right. Let's get out of Facebook. Let's get out of PowerPoint. Oh, out of PowerPoint. Let's go to my phone. Hey. Post to my wife and kids. So here we are on Instagram. It's in the center here. National Send Nudes. Oh, what the heck is that? Yeah, I don't want that. This is an Instagram post. So we're going to talk about how to post on Instagram. So I'm going to, From Instagram, you can take a picture or you can select a picture that you've already taken. The little plus button down here. This is going to my gallery. Pictures I've already taken. Or I can take a photo. Actually, let's do the selfie mode. So here I am, teaching at SIRR, right? Eee. Not a very good picture of myself, but whatever. Actually, let's take that over. That's better. So you can click next. Oops, hey, here's a thumb. Oh, here we go. So we're taking the picture. You've got a lot of filter options on here. Why, I don't know, because when we used to have film cameras back, I took photography in high school, and we would spend all this time trying to come up with really great pictures, and now we have filters to make your pictures look like they're really old. I never bother with these, because in real estate we want our pictures to look nice. Next, now I can add some text, right? Oh, hey, microphone holder. Alright, so now I can add some text. Yeah. Add a location. And here's where it gets cool. So you see down at the bottom are all these sliders. They change this every once in a while. But you can share to Facebook. You can share this to, hey, come back here. You can share it to Twitter. You can share it to Tumblr. These are built-in apps. You don't even have to do anything advanced. If you want to get way more advanced, I'll show you some more advanced stuff a little later. But this is real basic stuff. Then you simply hit share. Finishing up. Usually goes pretty quick. Quick. Okay, usually it goes really quick. Maybe not today. Alright. Oh, good. Why is it not finishing up? Alright, this is the part of this presentation I was going to show you how quick it goes, and yet it's sitting here lagging for some strange reason. Maybe too many people are trying to connect to the network at once. Let's try the network cable. Actually, that wouldn't pick my phone. That's where it's in. It's getting hooked up on Instagram. Well, that's embarrassing. I'm going to show you how fast it is, and it's going really slow right now. But it will eventually post up on my Facebook page. So the question is, do you want to post it to your personal or to your business page? What happens there? Oh, there it goes. So now it's posted onto my... So now it's on my Instagram. And now I come over here. Oop. Alright, why is your internet slow? Vince, the internet is slow. I'm going to blame Vince, because I can. Hey, don't shut a phone. No, don't go back here. Okay. Well, in a second it'll pop up on my Facebook page. I personally send everything to my business Facebook page. From my Instagram, because I'm mostly posting for my business. Did it pop up already? No, it's still thinking. Yeah, it's not there yet. Try again.
I don't think you slid. Maybe it's one. I don't think you slid the little thing over.
No, because I actually don't use that feature. I use a more advanced feature. So, could be there in a second. Really? Yeah, still thinking. Anyway, I tend to post things to my business page. I have my Instagram set to go to my business page, and then from there, I can choose which of my business posts I want to share to my personal page. Partially because I don't necessarily want all my business to be on my personal page, because I don't like to bore my friends with all of my business stuff. But for the most part, I share probably 90% of it. That way it hits both. And that way all my personal friends see that, hey, I'm really busy. I'm really doing stuff. And also that gets you around all the crazy Facebook algorithms of, well, I put stuff on my business page and hardly anybody saw it. Well, if I post it on my personal page, well, then I get all the people who saw it on my business page and all the people who saw it on my personal page.